Hey YouTube, FoxyHippo here with my weekly PvP video, and this week I'm going to do something a little different. I had a request from a friend asking that I make a guide on how I went about farming Sightless eyes for the Rat Stallion Mount. There are a lot of guides out on the internet on the Dalaran Underbelly, the mechanics, the vendors available, etc. I want this video to be more about strategy and how I used it to take advantage of those mechanics. So if you're brand new to the Underbelly, then I suggest you check out one of those other guides to get the full details of what you're about to walk into. I'll link a few in the description below. Otherwise, let's jump right in with my Warlock's Guide to the Underbelly. For starters, the main reason why we're voluntarily dragging ourselves through the sewers boils down to this achievement, the Underbelly Tycoon. The reward for getting such gets you a Rat Stallion Mount that you can use out and about in the world. While you are in the sewers, you will likely see a lot of people riding these rats, but those are only temporary mounts that are purchased while in the sewers. To get this achievement, we'll need to collect a cumulative total of 20,000 Sightless eyes. There are a number of ways to get Sightless eyes. In this guide, I'm going to focus on how to get them from tagging other players just before they die. Let's start with how I've spec'd specifically for this job. Because my goal is just to tag as many players as possible while being as inconspicuous as I can, I'm going to go with Sack Pet because nothing gives away the position of a Warlock or the fact that he's attacking someone as a giant infernal running around hitting people. I've also gone for Phantom Singularity, Siphon Life, and buffing up my dots as much as possible, just to help people along in their journey to death, basically. Another reason for going with Siphon Life is that it is a source of health for me. I am going to likely get hit by things. People, rogues are going to try and track me down, DKs are going to grip me from my positions, and so having that income of health just sort of constantly coming in from all the things that I've dotted up. In fact, this dot is likely to be the only thing that I put on people. The other reason being is that it's fairly inconspicuous. I've also gone with Demonic Circle. This is my portal, my getaway. Demonic Skin as well should give me a little bit more time. That additional absorb on top of my HP pool to be able to pop that Demonic Circle in a pinch. So, here I am entering the Underbelly from the side closest to the entrance to the Warlock Order Hall, and the first order of business is to get to a place that's relatively hard to get to. I'm going to start with going up on top of these roofs, and this spot is kind of nice because you got to jump in just a certain way to get up here, and I'm going to set up my escape plan, that portal there, for when things go badly. You can see the guards are on break and everybody is currently flagged for PvP. So this is priority number one. The guards are just coming back, and now I'm going to go do some purchases. Now, you want to know that in order to get this achievement, you do have to spend Sightless eyes. You are capped at 5,000 Sightless eyes, so you are incentivized to actually go spend them and make the game a little bit interesting. Just by the corpse count, you can see that the battle has gone well down here, and looks like farming is going to be looking up for today. I just picked up a scroll to summon imps. I'm going to pick up a scroll to summon crocs up here from this vendor. Those just are to basically add variety to the fights. It's a lot easier to stay hidden as a warlock just sneaking off to the side casting dots when there's plenty of other targets such as crocodiles and imps filling the area. The other purchase I'm going to make is up from this goblin mage back here. I'm going to be needing a couple of wild mana wands, and these are going to be useful for inciting a bit of a riot and dragging it out long enough that people take a lot of damage. Things in the Underbelly can be somewhat chaotic, and some things happen on a cooldown. The guards were just recently called away, so I've got a little bit of time. The next thing I want to look for is rare spawns or bosses that pop up in here. those guys drop a handful of Sightless Eyes, but if I can get there first, the use of this Wild Magic Wand is that if I can put a Wild Magic Wand or Wild Mana Wand buff on a boss before it loses 10% of its health, then its HP pool and how hard it hits gets escalated to a much higher level. Also, how many Sightless Eyes it will eventually drop will increase. What this does is it drags out those boss fights quite a bit, and it brings a lot of people, a lot of players down to the sewers to kill it. If I can get some good boss fights going while the guards are around, then it's going to translate into higher rewards. Here we have Splint the Rat. He's one of the bosses that appears occasionally here, and somebody has managed to get a Wild Mana Wand buff on him before he lost too much health. You can tell by the purplish tint that has appeared on his target icon up in the top left of my screen. In this case, this is an example of that perfect storm that you want to set up with the Wild Mana Wand, with bosses, and timing it when the guards are going to be gone. What happens is people come in to kill the boss, they start wailing on him, doing the rotation, and then the bosses or the guards leave, and everybody's suddenly flagged for PvP. If you manage to get in there and tag people quickly, people just drop dead really quick, and the Sightless Eyes just come rolling in. Set this up a couple of times. I think towards the end of my achievement, I went in one day, I was at like 14,000 Sightless Eyes for my achievement, and I just needed 6 more. And within like 2 hours, I managed to set up 3 or 4 of these kind of perfect storm moments with boss fights and the guards being gone, and I rattled out 6,000 Sightless Eyes in that one day. You'll notice that I've chosen this particular beam up here, kind of in the middle of the room, but high enough that melee has to work to get up to me. Again, this was planned for all along, and when things go bad, I portal back to my safety zone and heal up. I've got lots and lots of Siphon Life buffs out there feeding me health. Rinse, repeat, do whatever you can to get Sightless Eyes in the off time when the guards are around, and you'll get your achievement in no time. Hey, so thanks for joining me this week. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it's been a little bit different from my usual fare. Normally my videos are focused more on getting groups together, being a leader, and starting up RBGs, and doing so hopefully effectively. But this time, like I said, I had a request from a friend to make this video, and the Dalaran Underbelly has been probably one of my favorite pieces of content in a long time. So I totally had to give in and do this one off. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and leave me comments, like, subscribe, the whole business, and I will see you next week with another video.